Hi, thank you so much for joining us. Today we have got a wonderful panel discussion, and you know it's wonderful because look who I've got with me. I've got Linda Baker and Susan Jarboe and Kathy Cronin, three of the finest ladies I've ever shared a video with. Before we get started, though, let's open in prayer, shall we? I invite you to set aside anything you don't need right here and right now. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Take a breath and just let go. Take another breath and turn within. Father, Mother, God, Great Spirit, we rejoice in this opportunity to learn together, to grow together. What a joy it is to be here with friends, learning and laughing and loving. Thank you, God. Amen. Okay, so I'm kind of going back. This is an oldie but goodie. We're in the book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And I've jumped into, because personally this is the one I need to study, and hopefully you'll enjoy it too. Applying the law of least effort. Yes, please. And it says, I'll put the law of least effort into effect by making a commitment to take the following steps. 1. I will practice acceptance. Today, I will accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. I will know this moment as it is and as it should be, because the whole universe is just as it should be. I will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against this moment. My acceptance is total and complete. I accept things as they are in this moment, not as I wish they were. Number 2, having accepted things as they are, I will take responsibility for my situation and for all the events I see as problems. I know that taking responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything for my situation, and this includes myself. I also know that every problem is an opportunity in disguise, and this alertness to opportunities allows me to take this moment and transform it to greater benefit. And third, this is the last one. Today, my awareness will remain established in defenselessness. I will relinquish the need to defend my point of view. I will feel no need to convince or persuade others to accept my point of view. I will remain open to all points of view and not be rigidly attached to any one of them. Okay. So that's the reading, and this is the law of the least effort. And the awareness I got when I was reading that, and the reason I wanted to share it, is so often I am the biggest obstacle in my way. I'll have judgments or desires, or I'm trying to force something into manifestation. I'll do this and then that'll happen. And it's my attempt to control and my attempt to resist that causes all the angst and problems that I have, no matter what I'm trying to achieve. So that's why I've shared this reading, and I'm so excited to see what my panel has to say. Who would like to share first?
Thank you, Reverend Linda, for bringing this topic. I thought the law of least effort is like, well, that's what I could use in my life. Is it seems there's so much that I'm constantly caught up with having to do and get into. And then when you went over the 3 points, this really made sense to me. It's like, if it's not a struggle if you can accept what's going on. If you're always trying to basically want things to be your way, then you're always faced with trying to change things, change people, change the situation. You're always looking to the other side. If you can accept, and this in particular for me, if I can accept these circumstances around me and know that they're there for a reason, then it's a lot less stress on my life. And the second point about responsibility is taking responsibility either for my own actions, but primarily my own thoughts. Sometimes it's my thoughts that I'm projecting out onto others, or that, it's like I'm seeing things the way I want to see it. And if I can accept responsibility that it's like those are my own personal wants. And I can remember sharing in a book study about the fact that I was doing with my husband, and I said I apologize because he's not living up to my standards. Well, he is being who he is, and I have to say, if I have that acceptance and accept responsibility, that it's like those are my standards, they're not his standards. And then the last one about defenselessness, it's like trying to, you know, defend my point of view and getting others to see my point of view. Whereas if I can be open to everyone's points of views, to hear their thoughts, their feelings, because they're in a different place than I am. And I think that this whole thing, bringing those three together, really teaches me on how I can live a much less stressful life, and have more openness to the things around me, and just be free to be and allow others to free to be who they are. And I thank you for sharing that with us, Linda.
You're welcome. Thank you, Kathy. Excellent. Who'd like to go next? Susan.
Well, these thoughts have been around for quite a while, but as Kathy said, to hear them all together really makes a difference. What I was reminded of were two things, and one is the KISS rule, keep it simple, stupid, because that's kind of what spoke to me. My brain can go all kinds of places because of imagination, and stopping a lot of that chatter is really an important part for me of acceptance. And what I try to do when I have to accept a situation, I find my brain keeps coming up with explanations. It's this way because, it's that way because, whereas I should just let go of trying to understand everything and just accept it. In other words, keep my thought processes simple as well. Uh, the third point you made about, well, no, the second point, to look at things, events, as opportunities. I really have to talk myself into that, and it can take a while. I might really have to sit down and solidly consider what possible outcomes might be. And I have a tendency, as many people do, to project negative outcomes. Here are all of the things that can go wrong. And I pay very little attention to all of the things that could go right. I think for me, the rule is don't become attached to outcomes, because those are things that we really cannot predict. And that goes to your third point, um, about not being defensive. And So that's what I mean by attachment, letting go of those attachments. And it could be my ideas. It could be, and here's a big one, my expectations about what should happen or what you should do, or even about what I should do, where I kind of beat up on myself for not doing something or for doing the wrong thing. I'm also reminded of Occam's razor, who said, if you have multiple explanations for something, go with the simplest one. And that's, to me, fits right in with the law of least effort. And when I look at effort, one of the things I consider are all the mental gymnastics in my brain. And if it takes a lot of effort to understand something, I might need to delete my attachment to understanding. So thank you very much for uh, this talk on the law of least effort. And what I like about it in particular is it isn't a matter just of letting go or being lazy. You know, you're talking about being responsible and handling things in a responsible way. So thank you very much for this topic.
You're welcome, Susan, and thank you for your comments. A couple of things before I let you go, Linda. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. But Susan, on that first one, the one that helps me most is to remember I get to instead of I've got to. And you said KISS, KISS. I prefer keep it super simple because I like that better. And I wanted to put that out there. And in 12-step programs, we have a saying that I think you'll appreciate, that expectations are premeditated resentment. So food for thought. And thank you, Linda, for letting me come in. What are your thoughts, dear?
Well, thank you. That was a good subject. I'm still reading over the title, actually, The Law of Least Effort. To me, it's more like Deepak is such a wide understanding. It's like he's above the situation, looking down, and can put it into a few tasks, which is amazing as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I look at the subject of acceptance, and if I accept everything as it is, it makes me tend to question my purpose. Maybe it was the way that I was raised in a Baptist church, and we always sang "Onward, Christian Soldiers," and I always felt like, well, that if I'm a Christian soldier, I've got to be willing to step up when there's something there that I know isn't right, isn't a good intention. And so, well, that's just my working through it. And I'm a novice in a lot of these ways, so you can just see where my educational process is in learning all of this. Um, and uh, and and I have been learning that problems are opportunities, and sometimes when you just give up on your problems and surrender into it, then along comes the realization that it is an opportunity, and you see the gifts in what's going on, and uh, in the defensiveness point, being open to all points of view. It's that's probably been one of my greatest stumbling blocks, is interrupting people when they try to talk to me and explain things. So I work on that, and I always try to invite people, even people that come into my house. I love their imaginations, and I just love the divinity in them, and I ask them to critique my house, critique my light fixtures, my lampshades, and I want their opinion. So I'm really working through that, because I don't get upset with anybody when they tell me, yeah, no, 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 you don't want that. No, that's tacky. No. So these are all things that I work through, and I've enjoyed hearing you discuss them. And I thank everybody for their opinion too. I think Susan really hit a good point when it comes to that. The idea of attachments, not to be attached to the outcomes. That I think it was the Buddha that said that we shouldn't be attached to anything, to let all the attachments go, and that's a good lesson in itself. So that's what I had to say. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for letting me speak my piece again, and turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, the law of non-attachment, that's a powerful one. And I think if we were going to sum up the discussion overall, it would be work smarter, not harder, right? Don't be the problem, be the solution. Thank you all for your feedback. Does anybody else want to share anything before we go on? Okay, then I will invite my panel to come back and help me to say goodbye. Before we leave, we want you to know that if you found value in this video, if you think you know somebody who would benefit from it, go ahead and share it. You can share any and all of our videos. It may help somebody out there, and it definitely helps us too. If you are not a subscriber, we invite you to go ahead and subscribe now if you're watching us on YouTube. When you become a subscriber, you will be informed when we have other videos, and you will be a part of helping us get our first 1,000 subscribers. We get closer and closer. If you would like to join us or suggest a title, how to get a hold of us is given to you in the little ditty at the end of this video, and we hope that you will use it and join us because you're important to us. I think that's all we've got for now. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.